The next movie we watched this week was Tanner's pick, that being the 2007 film 28 Weeks Later, aka the sequel follow-up film to 28 Days Later.
That's right, everyone. 28 Weeks Later, takes place 28 weeks after the outbreak of the rage virus. And all of the zombies have died off. They starve to death because they're too angry to eat. And so the U.S. military has come in to start trying to reclaim London for now, but, they probably plan on reclaiming the whole country later. And so we're joining this group of survivors in London. These two children are reunited with their father. There's a bunch of family drama stuff, but I don't need to get into that. Eventually, their mother gets brought in, and she has a special mutation where she has the virus, but she's not angry. And then people get infected. There's a big ol' outbreak that absolutely fucks the safe zone. It is done for, never to return. And now the virus is back, but the children escape alive at the end. The end. Fun fact, the final shot in this movie of the infected in Paris was a last-second idea on the part of the director, and it was so last-second they had to film it guerrilla style, where they didn't get permits or anything. They just went to Paris, got a couple of randos to be their zombies, and just filmed it on a camcorder or some shit. I don't know.
It did look like it, and quite frankly, I think it fits. Quite ironically.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool shot.
Dude, holy contrivances, Batman.
Well, hang on now.
Listen.
Let Tanner rank the movie.
Go on, Tanner.
Yeah. I'm very much on the fence on if I like this one more than the first film or not. Right now, I'm having them at the same rank of an S-.
Dude, are you stupid? It's a C-.
Well,
what the fuck?
Personally, I'm at a C+. I think this is a weaker film than the first one for me, and I give the first one a B-.
I gave this a B+, personally.
There are two wolves.
Where the hell did I put this other movie?
B-, I think. I think we all gave it B- except for Tanner.
Yeah, exactly. Tanner gave it an S-.
Like I was alluding to, this movie has way too many conveniences and contrivances for... This movie suffers so bad from, of course this happened because movie. One of the biggest problems I have with this movie is I get the dad has his quote-unquote all-access pass, but A, why does that allow him access to places he doesn't actually necessarily need to be? And B, why is there zero security around a subject that's infected with the virus they've been trying to eliminate and finally have a subject? Why would they leave her completely unguarded? There should have been guards at multiple locations, not just in the room with her. And then also, how the fuck did this guy infect so many soldiers? Did they just see a guy lose his fucking mind and didn't take any shots? What the fuck?
Preach!
What's going on here?
Preach!
How did he even get out in the first place?
Yeah, how did he... what the fuck is going on? Why did that infection happen because they needed more movie? That is the only... That scene could have happened at the end of the movie, and that could have been whatever the fucking movie after this would have been. That could have been the last scene. I think the action and the acting in this movie is fine. I think that's fine. But the amount of contrivances and just, things happening because movie needs to happen is just what... Because I think Jackson or whoever asked me earlier this week what I thought of the movie, and I was like, well, it's got its issues, and I do think it's better than the last movie for the reasons that I think the acting's better and the actions are good, but just the fucking contrivances, why the fuck were choices made? The kids escaping, I get they found them pretty much immediately, but, if the area was really so as locked down as it was, how do they let two preteen/teenage kids escape? Come on, they're military, what the fuck? It's, of course, it's a slice of the movie where it's things have to happen, but it's if things were really going as well as they were, none of this would have happened, quite frankly.
Honestly, I think it's crazy that they didn't do something more interesting with how the outbreak started in the first place. It's just the guy goes in there, kisses his wife, and that's what starts it all. I think it would have been interesting if there was, the wife also was fucking strapped down, but maybe she was released slightly and for, I don't know, she is, immune, but she still has some way of transmitting it, the virus affects her a little bit, but she still has, most of her functions really. Like maybe she's got like it's like the what the fuck? It's like where like you like your brain's telling you to do something but you don't want to do it.
Oh yeah.
You know, like your brain's like run yourself off the fucking road. I can't think of the word for that right now.
Yeah, like the Call of the Void.
Yeah, Call of the Void, whatever you want to call that. Something like that with it, maybe. I feel like there was just something more interesting narratively they could have done to start the outbreak here, and they just didn't do it. Well, like, even just, like, when they found their mom, maybe... Obviously, I don't think they wanted to kill the kids off earlier because they've got plot reasons for, like, finding a cure later in the other movies, but maybe somebody else, well, like, some soldiers found her out in the fucking wild or something, and she infected them, and that started an outwards outbreak, and they worked their way into the safe zone, and then something happened that way. So it's a little bit less contrived and more interesting potentially to the plot, because then it even like leaves the question of, you know, like, oh, she was immune or something, but she still affected people. What's going on there, you know? Because it all just felt really forced the whole way this all happened, and it just escalated so fucking quickly that like the pacing was just so fucking fast paced the second that guy kissed his wife, and it all just went downhill to shit.
Which, like, by the way, why is the wife still alive? How did she get out of that house? We see her, like, surrounded by zombies. The place is fucking filled to the brim with them. And we see that, like, the zombies don't think that she's one of them either, because the dad immediately kills her once he's infected.
Yeah. I mean, the other issue with this, too, I'm jumping all over the other issue here is immediately when they locked everybody downstairs in that room, because it's the quote-unquote safe room, I knew immediately that everybody in that room was gonna get infected and everybody's gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
And then I was later, like, contemplating, after people were getting infected and shit, why the fuck weren't there soldiers guarding these people, and why weren't there soldiers inside the building? Why was the call to send them all in the same direction? Also, the dad has teleportation powers? Am I fucking crazy? Like, what? Why is he able to appear, disappear, be in one place, and then go to another place? He's just fucking everywhere. Like, what?
Nah, dude, for
why?
some reason, he's just, like, really stealthy, and he's able to hide around and somehow just think, I guess, to some degree still, instead of just being, like, any other zombie and, like, immediately trying to charge everyone he sees.
The dad was that one fucking dude in the Sadness, where he's just the fucking Undertaker infected guy that's just hunting down the main cast the entire fucking movie.
But, like, why would you have the scene of him on the streets in, like, a store... where it's because it was the shot where it was the picture getting burned up, and obviously it was with him. The picture was getting burned up, and he was right next to it. Are we just not supposed to assume? Like, I didn't assume in that scene he was gonna die, because I knew where the movie was going and what it was doing. I didn't assume he died, but, like, logically in my brain, if the picture's getting burnt up and everything, why does he not die? This is what I'm talking about. This movie has a lot of
hiding behind a
and
pillar
shit.
or something.
I don't know. This movie has some goofy ass choices, and like I said, this is probably one of the movies that we've watched that suffers the most from it happened because movie needs to happen.
Dude, speaking of goofy, the helicopter just mowing down a bunch of zombies.
Dude, that shit was sweet. What are you talking about?
No, that helicopter, the rotors, you don't have so much control that you don't hit the ground and fucking crash that thing. That's fucking bullshit.
That was fucking hilarious. I'm a big fan of that scene. That shit was awesome.
It's funny that it happened, but this is supposed to be like a much more grounded take on like zombies and shit like that. It doesn't belong in this film.
And you're gonna tell me that Pilot doesn't get infected at all with all the fucking blood and shit everywhere? Like, I get he's enclosed, but what? I don't know, man.
Anyways, Tanner, what did you think of this movie?
I think you guys have very legitimate points. Personally, the contrivances did not bother me at all. Like my sense of immersion was not broken for this film, and so that wasn't really a big problem for me. My big positives for this film, I thought the opening was really solid. Like, one thing that especially struck me is how we're in this pitch black house and whatever, and then when they go and get the boy, they open it and it's like, oh, it's fucking like noon day outside. I thought that was a cool bit of world building where it's like, oh, this is what people are having to do to survive. They have to like force themselves to be in darkness all the time. And then I just think that's a really cool scene. I think the big thing this movie does well is set pieces. I think there's lots of really cool moments, like, oh shit, I can't believe that happened, that was crazy. Like, you know, all the people in the garage getting fucking eaten up, the like fire bombing of London, that was a crazy scene.
But it looked really bad is the problem.
It didn't look great. That's one of my negatives, is some of the effects. But and also, the big thing I like about this movie is I thought it was a pretty interesting setup. I realize I definitely have not seen this one before. And I just, when I found out, oh, all the infected are dead, I'm like, oh, okay. This immediately became way more interesting to me, just because of that. My biggest negative is the shaky cam. I think some of the cinematography at times doesn't come across very well. I'm like, this is making me a bit sick, and I'd rather just be able to see what's happening.
Do you like that whole night vision section? Was that pretty fun?
Dude, that was badass, actually. Yeah, I like
No.
that.
Yeah, you thought it was cool when the dad was like killing that woman, and we just saw like a POV of it happening.
And your POV is the scope, but then he takes it and he fucking kills her.
No
Yeah,
shit.
that was awesome.
What are you talking about?
That was awesome, dude. I love
don't
that.
think that. I don't think. Yeah, I agree with Nico. I don't think the fucking night vision camera shit was very cool. I think it was very nauseating to watch, and it made me feel claustrophobic, quite frankly.
It was supposed to.
Speaking of camera, though, I don't like that they're solidifying this dog shit ass camera quality as like an artistic effect for the. I'm hoping they drop that. I didn't. It's still, the movie still is in very low quality with this next one. It's been 5 years. I think they could have purchased a better camera than now, but obviously it's an artistic choice. I get what they're going for. I'm still not a big fan. I do agree with Tanner, though. I think that intro scene is fucking awesome. Big fan of that. It does have some cool set pieces as well. There's some striking things that happen within the plot of the movie, like them just fucking doing a kill order on the entire cast was a shocking turn of events for me, and I did enjoy that twist. I do just like the idea that it is a zombie movie, like fundamentally, where the outbreak has been completely fucking wiped out just from the zombies dying. I do like that they just address the after of the apocalypse, because it's not something that's really talked about a lot. In a pretty saturated genre. And the fucking soundtrack, man, the first movie introduced a lot of these songs, but I still think it's really solid and adds a lot of tension to a lot of scenes. Big fan of that. I think it's an enjoyable movie overall, but it definitely has a pretty weak script and not the greatest writing, but yeah, it's a fun movie.
This film feels like such a basic and generic Sci-Fi Channel zombie movie. Like, Tanner, you're shaking your head. Like, this shit belongs as fucking Super Croc, okay? Did you think that shit was S- tier?
Dude, you're retarded, so.
Definitely not Super Croc level.
Yeah, I definitely didn't think this, based on what I've said, I didn't think it was the best thing ever, but I think to compare it to Super Croc is an absolute insane call.
It's called exaggerating, Dylan. I'm exaggerating to make it funny.
Why don't you exaggerate my dick in your mouth?
Dude, I'm gonna exaggerate your dick in my ass.
Oh.
The daughter, man, the daughter. And I'm not saying she's hot, but Jesus Christ, her eyes were so distracting. They're so fucking
Right?
green, and they're so big and open. It was like every scene she's on, I'm just like, it looks fake. Like it's just stupid. I just can't pay attention to anything else.
I was considering bringing that up too. I was gonna say something along the lines of, I don't know how to say this without sounding like a pedophile, but the daughter's eyes are striking, let's say.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm pretty sure she was of age when this film was being made. She's like fucking almost 40 or some shit like that now. But speaking of the daughter, her actual name, the actress, is Imogen Poots.
What the fuck?
I saw
Is she
that
South
as well.
African?
I'd assume she's Irish, and we don't know how to pronounce her first name the correct way.
That would also make sense.
And speaking of which, the son, his name is Macintosh Muggleton.
Let's fucking go, dude. That's a Harry Potter-ass name if I've ever heard
true?
one.
I
Yes.
didn't look that one up. That's a
Let's
fucking
go.
Harry Potter-ass name, dude.
That's so good.
Yeah, I saw that shit when we were scrolling through the cast. It's just baffling. Like, who the fuck names their kid Macintosh when their name's already Muggleton? Like, you can't throw them two fucking
Europeans,
curveballs.
dude. Europeans.
Those crazy British people, man.
They think that stuff's eccentric or some shit, dude. I don't know.
Is this movie supposed to be like some fucking anti-American propaganda? Because holy shit, the Americans occupying London are actual retards.
They are wildly incompetent throughout this
It's,
film.
it's truly baffling.
Why the fuck do they just make everything dark when they're doing the big old lockdown? Like, why don't they let the refugees have a little light in there?
We're gonna make it impossible for you guys to defend yourself.
Yeah, that was and dude, I gotta say, despite my negatives, what I will say is when they were like, all right, we can't ID targets, you're open to fire at will, that shit kind of got me, not gonna lie. When that happened, I was like, shit's about to get fucking real, and a lot of bad shit's about to happen. Now, unfortunately, that part didn't last very long. But, like, it kind of puts you in the perspective of, holy shit, because obviously we don't want that, but you need to put yourself in the shoes of, we need to make sure this infection doesn't fucking go anywhere, and sometimes that just means you gotta fucking kill everything on sight. So I think that definitely added to the atmosphere of the movie. I appreciate that, at least. But, yeah, fucking Hawkeye was in this movie. That was pretty cool. I think it was Idris Elba is the one general guy.
Yeah,
that's pretty
he
cool.
is.
He's fucking the gatekeeper from Thor or something. I don't remember if he's called the gatekeeper, but you know who I mean. Yeah, I don't really have anything else major to say about this movie, though.
You're thinking of he's Heimdall from Thor.
Yeah,
Dylan.
Heimdall from Thor, yeah.
Dude, I literally just looked it up. Her name is pronounced Imagine. It is, in fact, some fucking, like, Celtic bullshit.
Ooh.
Is Poot still pronounced that way?
I'd assume so.
Oh, no.
Imagine Poot.
Imagine Poot. Nice.
Dude, I might eat some Taco Bell after this. I'd be imagining some Poots up till then.
Anyway.
Holy fuck.
What?
Dude, I just pulled up her Wikipedia and saw her middle name. I want you guys to guess what her middle name is. I am telling you, it is the funniest possible one.
Oh, man.
Big.
Aquafina.
Fucking... What's the one name I'm trying to think of? Alfalfa. That's not the name I was thinking of, but we'll go with that one. Bartholomew.
Her middle name is Gay.
No!
Gay Poot. Oh my god.
Her full name is Imagine Gay Poots.
What the
Why did her
Why did
parents
they
hate
do
her?
that to her?
Imagine Gay Poots. Crazy.
Oh, I'm so sorry, actress. We're not laughing at you. We're just laughing at the choices your parents
We're
made.
laughing at your parents, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking
What an
comedians, man.
unfortunate name, dude.
Imagine Gay Poot. Why?
That's so... Oh, man.
Well, do we
boys.
have anything else to say about this movie?
No.
I think that was about it for me. Not a very good film. Yeah, I'm sticking with C-.
Yeah, I'm sticking with my rank.
Quite frankly, I pissed myself off talking about this movie out loud. I'm dropping it to a C+.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just really fucked with this movie. I'm
know.
gonna stick with an S-.
After all that, Tanner, after all that vitriol we threw at it.
Dude, Immersion is a bitch.
Anyways, it lands at a B- overall.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Tanner, you now finally understand what Dylan is like. You're him for this movie.
No, he's not getting outrageously ridiculed for it, though, is the problem here.
We are ridiculing him for it.
Not as much as you ridicule me. Anyway, let's move on.